Austin Cindric, a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and positivity. Every week, The Athletic engages a different race car driver by posing a set of 12 questions. This time, we're diving into insights from Team Penske's Austin Cindric, a rising star in NASCAR, well known for his exceptional skills at superspeedway tracks, notably clinching victory at Talladega Superspeedway earlier this season. This conversation has been thoughtfully edited for brevity, but you can find a more extensive version on the 12 Questions podcast. 1. Reflecting on childhood memories. What's the first autograph you received? I can't recall the exact first autograph I received, but it likely came from either Gil de Ferran or Helio Castroneves at an IndyCar event. I was that kid running around trying to collect signatures from everyone involved with the team, from mechanics to truck drivers. Everyone was fair game. I distinctly remember getting signatures on my Marlboro Team Penske coffee cup using the Sharpie I handed them. Whenever my dad, Tim Cindric, who used to be the team president, got us onto the podium, he'd always give me a Firestone hat, which made it my mission to get up there as much as possible. 2. What's the toughest moment you experienced in a race car? Without a doubt, the most challenging experience I faced in a race car happened during the 2020 Bristol Xfinity race. That day, although Chase Briscoe took the trophy, I initially seized the lead after overtaking Ross Chastain on a restart and was feeling confident. However, just 5 laps into a grueling 40-lap run, I lost power steering. At Bristol, driving an older car was tough enough, but doing it without power steering was a whole new level of agony. I held on to the lead until just 6 laps remained, and at that point, I was physically contorting the steering wheel with all my might. Losing that lead felt like a crushing defeat after pushing through so much pain. What made it even harder was facing the media afterward. Briscoe approached me and innocently asked what had happened, completely unaware of my struggle. I just replied, "Sure, I got tight. Leave me alone." 3. What's your most recent moment of extreme competitiveness? That would have to be during a card game. Ryan Blaney and I were on a flight heading to a sponsor event, started playing cards, and I became way too competitive. I guess that shouldn't shock anyone who knows me. And of course, there are video games as well. My friend group often alternates between playing Rocket League, where the stakes get ridiculously high and someone is always about to rage quit, and PGA, which serves as a more relaxed pastime. However, competitive spirits can still run high there too, though the name-calling tends to be less intense. 4. What misconceptions do people have about you?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I stopped paying much attention to what others think a long time ago. I strive to be my genuine self at all times. There isn't a separate public Austin and private Austin. I might choose my words carefully in public, but my core remains the same. That said, I don't feel the necessity to project a certain image. As an athlete, it seems expected to create a public persona, but I prefer just to focus on my racing with my team. That's the essence of it for me. Interestingly, most fans I encounter often remark, "Wow, you're much taller than I expected." Beyond that, I can't guess what else people think of me. 5. How do you tend to act as an Uber passenger? What's your stance on ratings? I'm quite comfortable falling asleep in an Uber. If someone picks me up early, say at 5 a.m. for a flight, I'll greet the driver, buckle my seatbelt, and then it's good night for me. Trusting strangers might not be the wisest approach, but I figure what's the worst that could happen? I'm secured in my seat, and if it's my time, then it's my time. 6. Let's reflect on your golf aspirations. What's next after breaking 100? Breaking 100 was my ultimate goal, and I managed to achieve it. I initially thought I would do it faster, but I was sticking with my dad's nearly 20-year-old clubs. People around me kept saying I should get fitted for new clubs, insisting I was wasting my time, but I held my ground. I believed that if I couldn't break 100 on an average set of clubs, I didn't deserve anything nicer. So, I resolved to keep using found balls and affordable noodle balls from Walmart until I hit my target. Now that I've accomplished that, my next step is, indeed, investing in new clubs. 7. What's your updated personal alcohol policy during race weekends? Surprisingly, my stance hasn't changed since I was 19. I've maintained the same personal alcohol policy.
After that age, there are certainly coolers of Keystone Light around that would satisfy my number 2 team. 8. If not your teammate, who would you race to congratulate in victory lane? I'd likely be most excited for Todd Gilliland. My connection to him sprouted from my friendship with Harrison Burton, who was very close to Todd. It's been a bit transformative. Feels like I'm watching someone else's dog while trying to navigate this relationship. Todd definitely has more friends in the paddock than I do, so perhaps I'm the one benefiting from the friendship. At driver introductions, you often find me alone or beside Todd. Other drivers like Tyler Reddick or Chase Briscoe, who have enjoyed their wins, get a mere fist bump. With Todd, however, I'd be the one lifting him up, exclaiming, "Wow, dude." That's the moment I'm eagerly anticipating. 9. How do you integrate AI technology into your daily life or work?
I began utilizing ChatGPT around a month and a half ago, and I often wish I had it available when I was working on my project car. The tool is exceptionally resourceful for all types of projects. Whenever I have a question, it's amazing to get immediate answers at my fingertips. I've even tested its accuracy with car-related inquiries, and I've found it to be impressively reliable. 10. Can you share a significant challenge in your life that you overcame? The Bristol incident correlates with this question perfectly. It was a moment pushing me to my extreme limits, both physically and emotionally. For someone my age, experiencing something so intense isn't common outside the sports realm. Reflecting back, I realize how much I've grown from that experience. It was like, wow, I made it through all of that pain. I could be a Navy SEAL or tackle any challenge thrown at me. 11. In your opinion, how can NASCAR elevate its popularity? More horsepower. Flaff. That's the standard response for various challenges we face. Although serious issues like TV ratings exist, it's all about horsepower. NASCAR, in reality, doesn't adequately acknowledge its standing in the sports industry. We often live in this bubble, measuring ourselves against traditional stick-and-ball sports, while those sports seldom compare themselves to what we do in NASCAR. I hesitate to say I'm comfortable because there's always room to improve. However, we possess much value and distinction in our offerings. If we begin to promote that perspective with pride, rather than dwelling on negativity, others will organically gravitate toward our sport. If respected journalists or influential figures, like former drivers or crew chiefs, assert NASCAR is in decline, fans will naturally start believing the narrative. The power lies within us to shape our story, in my view. 12. What question would you like me to ask the next person in this series? A Denny Hamlin previously asked about one lap of a race they would wish to redo. For me, the most motivating moment is from Sonoma in 2016 during the Pirelli World Challenge. I managed to fend off Johnny O'Connell in his Cadillac throughout the race, only to be overtaken on the last lap in the hairpin. Whenever I'm pushing my limits in a workout, that moment comes echoing back. If I had secured a win at that young age against such a competitive field, it could have been a breakthrough moment for me. It felt devastating to lose there. Every competitor was a pro, and the desire to prove myself as a powerhouse from the start was immense. I remember they had to wait for me to join the podium celebration. I remained in my car until someone coaxed me out, saying, "Hey, the podium ceremony is about to begin." I was that disappointed. Could you suggest a question for the next interview? For me, I'd love to know, what TV show character do you feel your loved ones believe you best represent? Top photo of Austin Cindric. Sean Gardner, Getty Images. And now, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What moments do you think truly shape a person's identity, especially in high-pressure industries like racing? Do you agree with Cindric's opinions on the sport's direction? Let's spark a conversation.